Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you all for stopping by and giving me your time. I am Erick Daniel Coughlin, and this is another episode of Just My Thoughts. So tonight on Just My Thoughts, what we're going to do is give you my 6 weeks checkup. That's right, for the NFL. My 6 weeks checkup for the NFL. We're going to be talking about standings in every division. We're going to be talking about big news drops that happened today. And we're also going to talk about how I went 13-1 in my week 6 picks. So that's how we're going to get started. So yes, in my week 6 picks, I went 13-1. So great job, Erick. Thank you, Erick. A recap of last week, I went 12-4. What was the... Yes, I went 12-4 last week. Week before that, I was 9-7, 6-10, 7-9, 7-9. So that has been my standings in my weekly picks. So the last 2 weeks I've been red hot for the last 2 weeks. Let's talk about the NFL news drops today. A lot of crazy things happen. Like, to me, what caught my eye, this is crazy because it's not going to get a lot of attention, which is why we're talking about it on Just My Thoughts. It's going to get attention by me. Amari Cooper from the Browns went to the Buffalo Bills. You know, as I pick my weekly picks every week, I always say things like, Buffalo is good, but they don't have that number one guy anymore. They didn't do a good job by replacing Stephon Diggs during the offseason. Well, they didn't do it during the offseason, but they did it today. Amari Cooper will be a Bill moving forward for the rest of the season and moving forward through next year too. I mean, he picked up the contract, so whatever the deal was out there in Cleveland, and maybe Cleveland didn't have the money to sign him to an extension, he may be doing extension at the end of the season, but look forward to Buffalo just signing him. Whatever he's going to cost, he's going to get paid. That's a big thing that happened for Buffalo. Buffalo just got stronger, and they're already strong, so that was a great job. Good thing for Amari, because like the Browns are declining, which is crazy because they were so good just last year, and the last 3 years they've been red hot. Now all of a sudden they're on the decline, so it's got me by storm. But great job by Amari by getting picked up by a stud team. I thought that was great. Another thing that happened today that is going to get a lot of attention, has been getting a lot of attention, everyone's been talking about it today. Davante Adams going to the New York Jets, so he'll be teamed up with Aaron Rodgers. Left the Raiders, and this is what's wild. So like, the Raiders accepted a 3rd round pick for Davante, but that 3rd round pick could be compensated into a 2nd round draft pick depending on how Davante Adams plays for the rest of the year. Newsflash for all you people who are, you like football but you don't know a lot about football. Davante Adams played with Aaron Rodgers for 10 years in Green Bay. They were known as the deadliest combination for a decade in the NFL. Now are both aged men, but now, I mean, Davante can be considered still in his prime. Davante has been a stud his entire career. I'm not saying that Aaron's not a stud. I'm saying Aaron's definitely not in his prime. But this solidifies the Jets. Now the Jets can go out and say, we have the deadliest wide receivers in the NFL. No one can argue with them. Who are their wide receivers? That's what you might be asking. Well, Mike Williams is one of them. Garrett Wilson is one of them. Now Davante Adams is one of them. The Jets could damn near say they have the best trio in the NFL, and people could just have to say whatever they want, and the Jets would have to prove it. But with Aaron Rodgers, it could be said they have the best starting quarterback in the NFL, Aaron Rodgers. It could be said they have the best trio wide receivers in the NFL, Adams, Wilson, and Williams. It could be said that they still are a competitive top 5 in the NFL defensively. It could be said that they have everything it takes to turn the season around. I'm not saying win out. Listen, this is the NFL. They can legitimately lose 2 or 3 more times, win out the season, and still make the NFL playoffs. That's the kind of world we live in today. They are 18 weeks in an NFL season today, which means there's 1 extra room for error. So in a past life where you would have only 1 wiggle room, now you now have 2, maybe 3, because the AFC's weak. Erick, don't say that. AFC's weak. Erick, don't say that. All right, so the Jets could be a playoff team. That's why that's huge, and that's why that's being talked about. And the third thing, this is huge to me, and I love that it happened. So my man Tom Brady decided to buy the Raiders. For whatever reason, he is now the proud owner of the Las Vegas Raiders. This is huge because, one, you know, the Raiders were supposed to be a good team last year. I don't know what happened to them. They're supposed to be a good team this year. I don't know what's happening to them. You know, Vegas is a hot ticket, and Brady's got a lot of money, and that team is supposed to be really good. And for what it's worth, that team's historic. With Oakland, I know they're brand new to Las Vegas, but the franchise itself is historic. This was a brilliant move by Tom Brady. Tom Brady bought one of the most historic teams in the NFL, one of the oldest teams in the NFL, one of the biggest struggling teams in the NFL. So not only does he have solidified himself as the GOAT quarterback of all time, maybe the GOAT NFL player of all time, he throws his hat in the ring of being a team owner. If Brady can turn this thing around for Las Vegas, if all of a sudden he, whatever happens this year happens, and then he has a great offseason because he's got buttload of money, so even if the team needs money, that team's not going to need money no more. How you doing? Plus they're already in Vegas. Again, they're not going to need any money. Brady's the guy who could turn that whole entire franchise around. That's great. That's brilliant news. I love hearing that news. Good job for Tom Brady and the Las Vegas Raiders. I love that. Again, good job for the Jets. I think the Jets have potential to turn their season around in a tough division with the Buffalo Bills. It's going to be Josh Allen versus Aaron Rodgers for the rest of the year. That's going to be the hot ticket, the AFC East. Again, the AFC's weak. Quit saying that. I will. That's the last time I'm going to say it. Amari Cooper, again, with that division, in that division, there's Amari Cooper coming to Buffalo is like a straight, domino effect of Adams going to New York. So, I mean, that division's making noise. Something else happened today. Oh, yeah, that's what happened today. Cam Akers now goes to the Minnesota Vikings. So a little bit of changes in the Minnesota Vikings, a little bit of changes in my division. Do I like that? No. Is Cam Akers talented? Yes. Why is Minnesota getting this attention from this talent in the league? I don't know. I think it's all going to backfire. Listen, it is what it is. They play Detroit this weekend, so they're going to get smacked around for the first time this year. How you doing? And then after that, in a couple of more weeks, they're going to have to play the Monsters of Midway. They're going to get smacked around again. How you doing? They're fixing to get woke up and the league is about to tighten up. This is the second half of the league. This is the second half of the season. So things are going to start popping. And one of the teams that's going to get popped a lot, Minnesota Vikings. A lot, Minnesota. Sam Darnold's fixing to come up. I'll tell you that. He's already been up. He's about to start going down. So that's the quick updates on my picks. That's the quick updates on roster changes in the NFL. And now we're going to break down the NFL standings of the first 6 weeks. And I did this all by division. So how we're going to do this, NFC first, AFC South. NFC first, AFC second. We're going to go north, east, west, south. Repeat, north, east, west, south. Now, I repeated because that's going to be NFC, then AFC. So I hope you guys are catching on. Without further ado, your Week 6 standings. NFC North, Vikings 5-0. Detroit Lions 4-1. Chicago Bears 4-2. Green Bay Packers 4-2. Sounds like that's a badass division. Sounds like that's a strong-ass division. Sounds like that division owns the entire NFL. How you doing? Moving forward. NFC East. Washington Commanders 4-2. Philadelphia Eagles 3-2. Dallas Cowboys 3-3. New York Giants 2-4. Commanders on top, just like I predicted. Who would have ever known? Mr. C knew. Moving forward, NFC West, 49ers 3-3. Seattle Seahawks 3-3. Arizona Cardinals 2-4. St. Louis Rams, Los Angeles Rams. Sorry about that. 1-4. And I'm not sorry about that. All I can say is I told you so. Keep on believing in Matthew Stafford when he's been in the league for 15 years and see how well that pays off. Told you guys. Moving forward, NFC South. Atlanta Falcons 4-2. Great job, Captain Kirk. I told you them dirty birds are going to fly. I told you guys that. Tampa Bay Buccaneers 4-2. Good job, Baker Mayfield. It's the year of Mayfield. 2024, year of Mayfield. New Orleans Saints 2-4. That's a little bit rough because you guys started hot. That's only because you guys are hurt. Maybe you guys can get healthy and start winning some more games. Carolina Panthers 1-5. The garbage team of the NFL. 1-5. Carolina Panthers. Moving forward to the AFC North. Here we go. My other division. Baltimore Ravens 4-2. Pittsburgh Steelers 4-2. My Cincinnati Bengals 2-4. Cleveland Browns 1-5. This whole division needs to turn upside down. I expected Baltimore to be where they were, but it's except for it to be in second place. I expected the Bengals to be in first place. I thought Pittsburgh would fall. They have not. And I thought Cleveland would be competitive, and they have not been. So, if we're going to be completely fair, Mr. C was completely wrong about the AFC North. I had that all wrong in the first 6 weeks, ladies and gentlemen, but it's only the first 6 weeks. Moving forward, AFC East, Buffalo Bills 4-2. Miami Dolphins 2-3. New York Jets 2-4. New England Patriots 1-5. I expect the New York Jets to turn it around and can be competitive, make a push for the playoffs, make a push. I didn't say make the playoffs, I said make the push. I expect Miami to fall apart. You just can't trust Tua. He's proven that in 3 years in a row. He's proven you cannot trust him. And the Patriots are just going to they're just rebuilding, man. Leave the Patriots alone. They're brand new. They got a brand new head coach, used to be their linebacker. You know, they got a brand new rookie quarterback just now going to get the start because Jacoby Brissett just wasn't enough. And even though I said he'd be pretty good, he has not been. I was wrong. Sometimes I'm wrong about that. And I was wrong about the Patriots. Moving forward, AFC East. No, West. AFC West. Chiefs 5-0. The Red Machines. You can't beat the Chiefs. No one can beat the Chiefs. Chargers 3-2. Broncos 3-3. Raiders 2-4. Like I said, the Raiders are going to change. Maybe not quickly, but very quickly. Next year they will be competitive. Mark my words. He might, before the trade deadline, make this team competitive. Right now, go Brady. Moving forward, AFC South. Texans 5-1. Hot damn. Colts 3-3. Titans 1-4. Jags 1-5. Texans are running away with that division, but the Colts are trying to make some noise. Jacksonville, it's too late. Even if you start winning games, you lost too many already because you're going to lose more games. You got division games coming up. You got some more NFC matchups coming up. The season's over for you guys. You guys fell asleep this year. It's all blame it on the quarterback. That's what everyone does, right? All my life, I'm 36 years old. When a team's good, and suddenly they're not good, even if they have like 15 injuries and they got like 3 rookies and 10 sophomores, no matter the excuse, if you're supposed to have a good quarterback, you're supposed to have a good team. So blame it on the quarterback. Trevor Lawrence, you suck. You cost your whole team, even though you got 6 damn injuries and 4 damn rookies. That's all your fault. You suck, Trevor Lawrence. How you doing? Ladies and gentlemen, that is your current 6-week standings across the NFL. Across the NFL. I was trying to say the entire league, and I was trying to say the NFL, so I was trying to say the entire league of the NFL all at the same time. Like, I'm dyslexic, bro. My mind's running 100 miles an hour. Just deal with it. Now, what we're going to do, we're about to wrap things up, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you giving me all this time. Give me just a little bit more. I'm coming at you with my Week 7 picks. Here we go. We got Denver versus New Orleans. I'm going to take Denver. We got the Patriots versus the Jaguars. I'm going to take the Jaguars. We got the Detroit Lions versus the Minnesota Vikings. I'm going to take the Detroit Lions. Give me 1 second. Or 10. I might need 16. We got the Titans versus the Bills. I'm going to take the Bills. We got the Miami Dolphins versus Indianapolis Colts. I got the Colts. Seahawks versus Falcons. I'm going to take the Falcons. The Texans versus the Packers. I got to take the Texans. I need the Packers to lose. I need the Texans to win. I got to take the Packers. I meant the Texans. I got the Bengals versus the Browns. I'm going to take the Bengals. Duh, division, how you doing? Eagles versus Giants. I'm going to take the Eagles. We got the Raiders versus the Rams. I'm going to take the Raiders, even though they just traded, Devontae Adams, even though they just got bought by Tom Brady, even though they don't know who their quarterback's supposed to be, Aiden O'Donnell or Gardner Minshew, even though their kicker fucking sucks. Everything about the Raiders say, do not pick me. So, Mr. C is going to pick the Raiders. Cardinals versus Commanders. I'm going to take the Commanders. We got the Chiefs versus the Niners. That's the biggest matchup of the week. That's the biggest matchup of the year. That's a Super Bowl matchup. I'm going to take the Chiefs to be 6-0 and the only undefeated team by the end of the first 6 weeks. We got the Jets versus the Steelers. Call me crazy. I'm going to pick the Jets. I heard a rumor that the Pittsburgh Steelers were considering playing Russell Wilson. So at halfway through the season, they're going to say no more Fields and now Wilson. I'm going to say the team's going to be so used to Fields that they're going to want Fields. The team is going to be force-fed Wilson. Wilson's age is going to show. If it's going to be quarterback versus quarterback, and the quarterback options are Aaron Rodgers versus Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson being his first game, Aaron Rodgers being his 6th game. He gets his best friend Devontae Adams. Who do you think I'm going to pick? I'm picking the Jets. And then we got the Baltimore Ravens versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is a matchup of matchups. This could be a Super Bowl preview. I'm not calling it that. I'm saying it could be that. But I'm going to take the NFC, and I'm going to take Baker Mayfield, the year of Mayfield. I'm going to say that people still don't believe in Baker. I'm going to say people still want to question, is he that good? I'm going to say by the end of this weekend, yes, he proves he's that damn good. He's going to beat Lamar Jackson's Baltimore Ravens, Roquan Smith's Baltimore Ravens, John Harbaugh's Baltimore Ravens. Baker Mayfield's going to go out there and dance on that ass and prove to everybody he is who he is. And finally, people will be like, damn, Baker's fucking good. But it's going to have to take a beating of Baltimore Ravens. Finally, last but not least, we got the Chargers versus the Cardinals, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to take the Cardinals. Kyler Murray's been legit all year. That record doesn't show what that team's been doing. They've been in some tight games. They've been in an ass whipping. Listen, the Packers just spanked that ass. You don't think that angers them? After they've been competitive all year, after they've lost by 2 points, lost by 3 points, lost by 2 points, or like a touchdown. They've been within one score all year until the Packers went in there and spanked that ass. So they got something to prove. And I do think that the Chargers got good defense. They got, Mac attack. I understand that Khalil Mack is over there. I understand that Joey Bosa is over there. I understand that Justin Herbert is over there. I understand that they think that they're a playoff team because they got Coach Harbaugh. I understand what they're selling. But I also ain't buying what they're selling. I'm going to pick the underdogs, who I think is not the underdogs. I actually think they're the better team, and they're going to prove it this week. I'm going to take the Cardinals, ladies and gentlemen. That's how we're going to wrap things up. If you like what you heard and you enjoyed what you see, always feel free to cash at me. Erick Daniel Coughlin, #Coughlin Pride. Have a nice day.